Okay, quick question. Have you ever had someone hurt your feelings so precisely, so consistently, that you start wondering if they actually have a PhD in emotional sabotage? That's narcissists for you. They'll twist your words like origami, argue with facts that don't exist, and somehow make you feel guilty for noticing. And the wildest part? Sometimes they act genuinely shocked that you're upset, like, what? You didn't like it when I insulted your entire personality as a joke? Sensitive much? Today, we're diving into that exact question that keeps you up at 3 a.m. Do narcissists know they're hurting you, or are they just naturally gifted chaos machines? If you're watching this, there's a pretty good chance you've got, or had, someone in your life who makes you feel like you're constantly walking through a minefield. Every conversation feels like you're one wrong word away from a full-blown emotional explosion. And no matter what you do, somehow, you always end up apologizing for existing. Maybe it's a partner who can switch from "I love you so much" to "you're ridiculous" in about 3 seconds flat. Maybe it's a parent, a boss, or a friend who's so good at guilt-tripping, you start questioning your own memory. Did I say something wrong? Am I overreacting? Why am I apologizing when I didn't even do anything? Sound familiar? Dealing with narcissistic behavior is exhausting. It's like trying to negotiate peace with someone who thinks compromise means, "I get everything," and you clap. You might feel drained, unseen, or like you're shrinking yourself just to avoid triggering the next drama. And here's the kicker, you keep searching for answers. You replay conversations in your head like they're crime scenes. You analyze every word, gesture, and emoji. Did they mean to hurt me? Was it subconscious? Do they even know what empathy is, or is that just a word they read once in a BuzzFeed article? The truth? You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. And you're definitely not alone. There's a psychological pattern behind all this chaos. Once you start to understand it, the confusion fades, the guilt shrinks, and the chaos starts to make sense. Because the real question isn't just "why do they hurt me?" It's "how can I stop letting it affect me?" Alright, let's talk about the number one mistake most people make when dealing with narcissistic behavior. And don't worry, you've probably done it too. The mistake is assuming. If I just explain it better, they'll understand. Ah yes. The classic trap. You think, "I'm a reasonable human. They're a reasonable human. Surely, if I communicate clearly, we'll be fine." So you try saying things like, "Hey, when you said that, it hurt my feelings." Or, "I don't feel hurt when this happens." Meanwhile, the narcissist here's an opportunity to twist, deny, or weaponize your words. So what do? We try harder. We re-explain. We use analogies. We give examples. We even add diagrams if necessary. Okay, maybe not diagrams, but I wouldn't be surprised. And what do they respond with? Defensive mode. Mocking mode. Silent treatment mode. Or the classic, "you're too sensitive, stop overreacting" mode. Another classic mistake, thinking that if you're kind, patient, or forgiving enough, they'll change. Spoiler alert, kindness is not a magic wand here. It's more like trying to fix a broken car by whispering sweet compliments. "You're such a beautiful engine. Please start." Car, nope. And the ultimate, soul-crushing mistake? Believing their behavior is your fault. You start interpreting their mood swings like a psychic. They're cold? Must be something I did. They explode? Definitely triggered it. They ignore me? Clearly, I was too alive. Here's the thing, it's not that you're doing the wrong thing. It's that you're using strategies that don't work on people who operate on a completely different emotional operating system. Think of it like trying to use a USB cable on a toaster. Technically, they're both devices, but that's where the similarities end. So, next time you find yourself re-explaining your feelings for the third time in one conversation, remember, it's not you. You're not failing. You're just trying to fix something that wasn't built to be fixed with empathy or logic. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can stop the exhausting emotional loop and start protecting your own peace. Here's the thing, when you're asking, do they know they're hurting me? You're not just looking for answers. What you're really craving is clarity. You want to understand the game you're playing so you can stop feeling like you're losing by default. Deep down, what you're searching for is emotional safety, the ability to exist without constantly walking on eggshells. You want to know, can I say this without triggering a meltdown, or can I have feelings without them being weaponized? And there's something even bigger at play, freedom. Freedom from overthinking. Freedom from apologizing for existing. Freedom from giving emotional energy to someone who sees it as a tool rather than a gift. Ultimately, the goal isn't to change the narcissist, it's to reclaim control over your own mind, your own feelings, and your own peace. Once you get that, everything else, boundaries, confidence, even happiness, starts falling into place. Alright, now we're getting to the heart of it. Do narcissists know they're hurting you? The short answer is, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but honestly, that's not the part that matters. What really matters is understanding the pattern behind their behavior so you can protect yourself, stop taking it personally, and regain your sanity. Let's break it down. Level 1, the unaware hurter, emotional blind mode. Some narcissists genuinely don't realize the impact of their words or actions. They're not scheming to hurt you, they're just emotionally blind. Your feelings don't register in their mental landscape unless it directly affects them. It's like someone walking around in VR goggles. They bump into the furniture over and over. Are they trying to destroy your coffee table? No. But your table is still broken. Same deal with your emotions. These people hurt because they're unaware. There's no malice. But you still feel the pain, because feelings don't care about intent. Level 2, the semi-aware hurter, selective empathy mode. Then there's the semi-aware group. These people can tell you're hurt, but only if your reaction impacts them. Example, you're upset, you start crying, and suddenly they're like, "Oh, stop it. You're making me uncomfortable." Notice the pattern? Your feelings are only acknowledged when they inconvenience the narcissist. They see the impact, but they don't care about the emotion itself, just the consequences for them. This is why phrases like "I'm hurt" or "that upset me" often backfire. They trigger defensiveness instead of empathy. They're not processing your pain, they're calculating, does this affect me? Should I respond? How do I maintain my ego? Level 3, the fully aware hurter, tactical mode. Some narcissists know exactly what they're doing. They hurt you intentionally because it gives them power, control, or validation. Think of them as emotional chess players. Every word, every comment, every microaggression is a strategic move. Your pain? A tool. Your guilt? A lever. Your self-doubt? A ladder to climb their ego mountain. For these people, it's not about enjoying your suffering, well, maybe a little, but mostly about maintaining dominance. If you feel small, insecure, or off balance, that's their win. The common thread. Across all three types, the key takeaway is, narcissists prioritize their needs above yours. Always. What they prioritize: comfort, ego, control, image, emotional supply, you. What they don't prioritize: your feelings, your emotional well-being, mutual respect, shared responsibility. In short, your emotions are secondary. Whether they're aware of it or not, they're acting through a lens of self-interest. Why this matters? Once you understand that narcissists don't think in terms of hurt or not hurt, everything starts making sense. They don't see your feelings, they see usefulness. Your reactions matter only if they gain validation or admiration from it. Your reaction threatens their ego. Your pain gives them leverage. Your guilt becomes a tool. Your boundaries challenge their control. Put bluntly, they don't register hurt the way a normal human would. They register utility and threat. A simple analogy: emotional weather. Here's a way to remember it: Narcissistic behavior is like the weather. If it rains, is it your fault? If there's a storm, did you cause it? If it's sunny, should you feel proud? Nope. Weather happens. Same with narcissists, the storm is their internal climate. You don't personalize it. You don't apologize for it. You prepare for it. Umbrella equals boundaries. Raincoat equals emotional distance. Forecast check equals recognizing patterns. Once you see their behavior as conditions, not moral judgments, you stop getting swept up in the chaos. Another way to think about it, the USB toaster problem. Trying to reason with a narcissist is like trying to plug a USB cable into a toaster. Technically, both are devices, but that's where the similarity ends. You can't fix their operating system with logic, emotional appeals, or kindness. You can only protect your device, yourself. Observe their system. Decide when to interact, if at all. What this means for you. Understanding their patterns gives you power. You stop taking it personally. You stop waiting for empathy that won't come. You stop trying to explain yourself. You stop feeding the cycle. The more you detach emotionally, the less control they have over you. And that's huge. Because narcissistic dynamics thrive on emotional energy, the more you give, the more they take. Key insight in one sentence. Narcissists may or may not know they're hurting you, but the truth is, your energy, your boundaries, and your peace are yours to protect, not theirs to manipulate. Once you get that, the patterns stop being confusing. The chaos becomes predictable. And the power slowly, and beautifully, shifts back to you. Okay, let's put this into a real-life scene so it clicks. Imagine this. You spend an hour cooking dinner, really putting in effort. You tried a new recipe, sprinkled some love on top, and honestly, it looks like something straight out of a cooking show, if the cooking show had no dramatic violin music. You're feeling proud, maybe even excited to share it. You call your partner over. Dinner's ready. Come try it. Cue the narcissist entrance. They walk in, take one look at the plate, and say, "Huh, that's what we're eating." Your brain immediately goes into buffering mode. You, yes? Them, it's fine, I guess. Just, not what I would have done. You laugh awkwardly. Okay, maybe you can cook tomorrow? Them, wow. Why are you being defensive? I literally just made a comment. Now, you're confused. You weren't defensive. You were joking. But suddenly the conversation has transformed into a debate about your overreactions. So, you do what most sane humans would do, you try to communicate clearly. Hey, that comment felt dismissive. I put a lot of effort into this. Watch what happens next, their eyes narrow. Tone shifts. Suddenly it's, "Oh my God, you're so sensitive. I can't say anything around you. You always twist my words. This is why I don't talk to you." Boom. Just like that, you are now the villain in the story for expressing your feelings. By the end of the night, you're apologizing. For existing. For bringing it up. For trying to communicate like a normal human. Meanwhile, they're lounging on the couch scrolling through their phone like nothing happened, completely unbothered. If you later ask, "Did you realize that hurt me?" they might say, "No, that was nothing. You're exaggerating." Or, "You always try to make me the bad guy." Classic narcissistic pattern, your feelings are real, valid, and hurtful, but the narcissist either doesn't see them, doesn't care, or uses them against you. Scenes like this happen all the time. The good news? Once you recognize the pattern, you stop questioning your reality. You stop apologizing for everything. And you start protecting your energy, which, honestly, is the first step toward freedom. Okay, so now that you understand how narcissistic dynamics work, here's what you can start doing today, like literally today, to protect your peace and take back your power. Step 1. Stop explaining your feelings to someone who doesn't hear them. Think of your emotional energy like your phone battery. Stop giving 80% of it to someone who responds with K. If they can't process your feelings, don't waste your charger. Step 2. Switch from emotional language to factual language. Feelings trigger their ego. Facts trigger clarity. Instead of saying, "You hurt me," try, "I'm not continuing this conversation when it becomes disrespectful." You're not whining, you're setting clear boundaries. And boundaries are your power moves. Step 3. Create emotional distance, not drama. You don't need fights, you need boundaries. Less reaction. More observation. Less emotional investment. More neutrality. Imagine yourself as a calm observer watching a soap opera. You notice the chaos, but you don't jump in to play all the roles. Step 4. Protect your self-image first. Narcissists attack confidence because it makes you easier to control. Your job? Upgrade your internal software. Rebuild your confidence, self-respect, and sense of "I'm enough" like it's a premium app you actually paid for. Step 5. Disconnect from the fantasy. Stop hoping they'll suddenly develop empathy like a Pokemon evolving. Focus on patterns, not potential. Notice the behaviors, accept the reality, and stop waiting for a magic change that's not coming. Do these 5 things, and suddenly you stop giving your emotional energy to a black hole. You reclaim clarity. You reclaim confidence. You reclaim your life. Here's a trick I call the weather rule, and it's a game changer for dealing with narcissists. Imagine the narcissist's behavior is like the weather. If it rains, is it your fault? If there's a storm, did you cause it? If it's sunny, should you take credit? Nope. Weather just happens. And narcissistic behavior? Same deal. When they blow up, storm. When they're cold, winter. When they're charming, springtime illusion. When they're sulking, fog. Your job isn't to control the weather. It's to protect yourself from getting drenched or lost in the fog. Umbrella equals boundaries. Raincoat equals emotional distance. Checking the forecast equals recognizing patterns before engaging. Here's the fun part, turn it into a quick mental exercise. When a narcissist triggers you, pause and visualize the weather. Ask yourself, is this a storm I need to run from, or is it just clouds passing by? Suddenly, the chaos loses its emotional grip. Do it consistently, and it sticks. Every time you feel yourself reacting emotionally, picture the weather. Storm? Protect yourself. Sun? Enjoy it. Fog? Don't get lost. Eventually, this mental anchor becomes automatic. You stop personalizing the emotional chaos and start standing firmly in your own climate, calm, controlled, and completely unbothered. So, do narcissists know they're hurting you? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but here's the thing, it doesn't really matter. The impact on you is real, and your feelings are valid. The real power comes from understanding the patterns, protecting your emotional energy, and setting clear boundaries. You don't need to change them, explain yourself endlessly, or wait for a miracle. You just need to reclaim your peace, confidence, and sense of self. Remember, your feelings are yours. Your energy is yours. And your life is yours. You can observe the chaos without getting dragged into it, like standing on solid ground while a storm passes by. If this video helped you feel a little lighter, a little clearer, or a little more in control, do yourself a favor and stick around. Subscribe, check out the next video, or just take these tips and start applying them today. You deserve peace that doesn't need to be earned, and it's closer than you think.